When looking back at Brock Lesnar's WWE career, you can honestly say that it's been truly spectacular. The Beast has been wrestling with WWE ever since 2002 and is still going strong as one of the biggest box office draws for the company 19 years later. Throughout those 2 decades, it is safe to say that the former WWE champion has had quite the evolution of a character. And since Brock Lesnar is one of the most popular wrestlers right now, I thought it would be a good time to make this video ranking my favorite versions of him. I've managed to break down his career into 4 chapters. From 2002 through 2004, we have the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. Upon returning after his 8-year break, there's the Beast Incarnate from 2012 through 2014. Suplex City Brock came around in 2015, which lasted until 2020. And the most recent version of Brock Lesnar can be described with 3 words: ponytail, babyface, Lesnar. With that being said, let's get right into the video and my rankings of these 4 versions of Brock Lesnar. The Beast Incarnate has to be the version of Brock Lesnar that I least liked. Don't get me wrong, I thought the return was epic and nobody really expected it. And I love the matches with John Cena at Extreme Rules in 2012 as well as his match with John Cena in SummerSlam 2014. Another excellent feud he had during this time was with CM Punk, and the match they had at SummerSlam in 2013, it is one of my favorite matches ever. It is so good, and I recommend you rewatch it after watching this video. However, outside of those programs, I thought everything else he did was pretty bland, to be quite honest with you. I don't even blame Brock Lesnar for this. I blame the booking and the writers. After his fun feud with John Cena, Brock Lesnar entered a pretty boring storyline with Triple H that went on for way too long, and a lot of people did not want to see it continue after their first match. The two had that match at SummerSlam, and that did not live up to expectations. The same can be said about their WrestleMania rematch. That really killed the momentum he had. It was revived a little bit during his stuff with CM Punk, but it quickly died during that feud with The Undertaker. I think Brock vs. Taker was a good idea, but Undertaker getting a concussion during their match at WrestleMania affected it, and because of that, the streak ending was cool, but the match did not live up to the hype because of that concussion. I also think that he got really repetitive because after the fight, all Heyman would talk about was defeating the streak, and we were like, all right, bro, we're kind of bored of that, stop talking about it. This version of Brock Lesnar was sometimes amazing and other times very lackluster. The ponytail babyface Brock Lesnar version, aka the current version of Brock Lesnar, made it to the number 3 spot on my ranking. I know that may be a little shocking considering how I've been very vocal about this Brock Lesnar in a positive manner, but let me explain. Brock Lesnar returned to WWE in August of 2021 with a ponytail acting like a good guy. That means it's only been 6 months of this character that we have seen, and that is too short to rank him above the other 2 versions that lasted 2 and 5 years. I will say though, I absolutely love this Brock Lesnar right now, and it has been a true blast to watch him deliver some of the best promos with so much charisma. I didn't even know the man could be this likable. WWE has always really booked him as a monster who never talked, so we never really got to see the side of him. It's such a nice and refreshing change that was needed for the evolution of his character. I think the ponytail adds a lot of depth to this character as well. It shows that he isn't holding back his personality anymore. Brock Lesnar is being his fully authentic self, and that includes dominance, goofiness, and pure chaos. What is there not to love about this man when he's got all those 3 things going for him? If he continues being entertaining for a longer period of time and putting on some more bangers during this run, it may go down as my favorite Brock Lesnar down the line. For now though, it remains as the number 3 spot. My second favorite Brock Lesnar is the next big thing that lasted a couple of years. However, this was a time when Brock Lesnar was a full-time wrestler, so this is probably equal to maybe 5 years of Brock Lesnar in WWE nowadays. There is a reason why Vince McMahon was so big on pushing Brock Lesnar during this time. It is because nobody, and I mean nobody, was on this man's level. Brock Lesnar was a pure monster. He came into WWE in the year of 2002 and dominated everyone in his path. Brock Lesnar put on some memorable matches against the likes of Eddie Guerrero, The Rock, Kurt Angle, and The Undertaker. And this was during a time where Lesnar did not rely on short 7 to 8 minute matches. He would be pitted against these talented athletes with 20 minutes providing the fans with top quality wrestling. The feud with Kurt Angle is iconic. The rivalry with The Undertaker was superb. The storyline with The Rock was a good passing of the torch, despite now knowing that that torch didn't last too long. Other than all these legendary feuds and matches, I think another reason I love this Brock Lesnar so much is because I was watching him as a kid and the nostalgia really kicks in. I literally remember playing as him in WrestleMania 19 on the GameCube. How can you make that stuff up? And I also remember watching those classic matches between him and Kurt with my family. Things like that makes this version of Brock Lesnar special to me. And my favorite version of Brock Lesnar is Suplex City Brock from 2015 through 2020. I'd say this version of Brock technically started in 2014, but the character was really developed and shaped in 2015. This Lesnar basically started when Brock suplexed the shit out of John Cena in their SummerSlam match. He delivered 16 suplexes to John Cena in that match, and the nickname was thrown onto him. It was now Suplex City. Brock Lesnar's character was honestly just to show up, kick some ass, and leave. That was pretty much it. At the time, I did not appreciate it because I was a mark who was upset with the fact that he was a part-timer. I see just how great he was during this time. Brock Lesnar's match with John Cena, like I said, was really good. It was something we did not see before, and I really liked it a lot. Then Brock Lesnar went on to have a fantastic match at the Royal Rumble with Seth Rollins and John Cena. Then he had the match with Roman Reigns at Mania 31 that people loved as well, including myself. Then he had the Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker that gave those two redemption for their lackluster WrestleMania match. Let's not talk about the WrestleMania match with Dean Ambrose, we'll just forget about that one. The SummerSlam Dream match with Randy Orton was something I also enjoyed. The Survivor Series match with Goldberg was awesome. The WrestleMania match with Goldberg was also good stuff. Those two had really good chemistry. What followed after that was an excellent Universal title reign that lasted 503 days. The match with Braun Strowman, great. The match with Samoa Joe, great. The Fatal 4-Way match at SummerSlam went crazy. The AJ Styles match at Survivor Series was one of the best matches ever. Then the match with Daniel Bryan was even better. The match with Finn Balor was fire. Then the feud with Seth Rollins was great. Then he squashed Kofi Kingston, and that crushed the souls of a ton of WWE fans. He then entered the Royal Rumble, making it my favorite Rumble ever because of him during the first half. And he ended the Suplex City run by putting over Drew McIntyre. Say what you want about Brock Lesnar, but you gotta admit, WWE was right to make him their top guy during these 5 years because he was the best thing about WWE in those 5 years. Brock Lesnar deserved to be this beast, and that is why it is my favorite version of Brock. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. I'll see you all in the next video.